Like you need any more character. He's got
and the cauliflower ears here.
All right, we're live. Hey, everyone. This is Evolution of Fitness with Ella, where strength meets soul and we train like our life depends on it, because it does. I'm Ella Majors, holistic fitness coach with a passion for personal and planetary evolution. And today I'm here with my dear friend and someone who has had a profoundly positive impact on my own life, Nelson Leon. Hey, Nelson, thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me. Pretty excited to be here.
I'm super psyched for this conversation. And for so many reasons. Number one, my evolution of fitness, like I wouldn't be doing this show. I wouldn't be doing so many of the things I'm doing. I wouldn't be so excited about my own journey if it weren't for you. So I know, like literally, I remember.
Don't do that because you couldn't. But thank you so much. And I see your work. I follow you. I'm one of your fans, and I'm very proud to see that. This is what I call planting the seed. Like just putting it there and seeing it grow. I mean, it doesn't grow everywhere, and that's a challenge. And we keep on doing it. You keep on planting them, and but more and more. We see results like yours and all of this. So congratulations.
And my clients, it's like that, snowball effect. You help somebody and then they help somebody. And anyway, like some of the people that are going to be watching this, and welcome to those who are hopping on live. My question for you first, if you want to put your name and where you're tuning in from in the chat, that would be amazing. And also I put this in our WhatsApp group chat about asking people how often they intentionally work mobility training into their routine. And we got a wide variety of responses, but it seemed like there was a couple people who were like, I don't even know where to start. There was a couple people that said, I maybe 3 times a week. Nobody said every day. So we're gonna be exploring that a lot today.
Absolutely. It's one of my favorite subjects.
I know it is, and that's why you're here. And I know Nelson, you guys, how long have we known each other now?
It's been more than 5 years now, before the pandemic, right?
Oh my gosh, the time flies so crazy.
Yeah.
I remember I was starting to get into calisthenics, and I just asked a friend, this is small. Miami's big, but it's small at the same time. So I had asked a friend, and Keith, I'd asked Keith.
I remember.
He was like, I'm going to Nelson's house. Nelson trains out of his house, Simius yard. Come try it out. And it literally took one time training with you. And I was like, this is my path. Like, this is where I'm supposed to be right now, right here. And my entire training shifted ever since then in so many ways. So Thank you again. And did you have a first impression of me?
Well, I mean, always. I mean, we always have first impressions of people, but what I saw, and I remember like thinking about it and even talking to my wife about it. We were when we were starting to do these group classes. As I said, not everybody takes on these on their own. I mean, sometimes, as you say, like we were talking before this, people don't know where to start and how to do the work. But I think that you took ownership very quick. So, and that is very important when it comes to explore a new way of training, a new way of nourishing your body and taking care of yourself. And you were disciplined and for me highlight very quick the discipline as a student, right? Like you were a good student. You are a good student, and I think that's a super important factor to take in consideration when it comes to learning. Sometimes we're so eager to show what we know that we don't have time to learn anymore. So being a good student, it allows you to like quiet that part and be humble and receive. So you did that and you pay attention. I do have students that have been with me about the same time, and they still do those animals wrong. Every time I see their videos doing the animals, I'm like, oh, how many years? And then you took it really well. So I think that if there was an impression that stand out for me was how good of a student you were.
Well, thank you. I do feel, like very determined. And speaking of which, you guys, for those of you who've been following, I just want to show my beautiful scar now. This is,
Woo-hoo!
yes, battle wounds. It's a little bit of a crotch shot there, sorry. But I'm now 13 days post-op. Went back for my follow-up yesterday from ACL reconstruction surgery. And I'm walking into the x-ray room with no brace, no crutches. The x-ray tech was like, "You're how many days out from this?" He's like, "This
Really?
is like," he was like, "Damn, most people are hobbling in here on crutches." And a lot of that has to do with the type of training and the intention behind the training that you are so passionate about. So why don't we chat for a moment, maybe kind of talk about your journey. How did you get to this place that you're in now where you're just yeah. Let's just go for it. Let's
open the can and see.
I know, and it's a big, and we're trying to keep these episodes, relatively short. So we'll try to do it in a nutshell. But you do have a really powerful story. So why don't you?
Listen, let's see if we can put it like on a summarized version. Like I come from sports. I was always the hyper kid, the hyperkinetic kid that couldn't stand sitting, and it was always doing something and always moving and always jumping. And I remember when I was a kid, I used to go a lot to the psychologists, and they used to take me to all these people because my mom couldn't figure it out. So I started doing sports. Their solution was just getting tired. And I landed in sports, and I did sports all my life. I did track and field, I did baseball, rugby rugby and age. At some point when I was 38, it was time for me to transition to a more sustainable and longevity journey. And I didn't know about any of this. Just through some injuries, I started the transition, and I found calisthenics, fell in love with it. I didn't know there was such a big world out there about calisthenics. And in a ridiculous short period of time, I became the strongest I have ever been. And I remember I used to live very close from the Margaret Pace Park in Miami. And I used to just go down 4 times a week, training for an hour and a half, doing calisthenics. And somehow, it's funny story because this lady in a stroller came to me one day with her mom. I don't forget this. I'm doing my stuff with my speaker, regular Miami guy doing his workouts. And this lady approaches me, and she's like, "Excuse me, are you a trainer?" And I don't know what came to me. I never thought about me being a trainer. I was like, yes, I am. And I remember that I went home and I started talking to some friends, and a friend of mine is a graphic designer, and he designed my first logo, the Nelson Leon logo. And the first draft was approved. It's like, oh my God, that's it.
Wow.
That's us. We didn't have to retouch anything. And it took like 20 minutes to do the design. And it's my brand. It's my Nelson Leon brand. And anyway, long story short, all of a sudden I have like 20 people in the park, and the city is starting coming after me with permits and insurances and things that I didn't know anything about. So long story short, I found Budokon through a friend of mine that knew the owner, and I did a phone call with them, with Cameron Chain and Melaine Chain, through FaceTime. The city told me that I needed to do this. I did it. Then they say you're approved, but not the days that you want, but Saturdays at 1. It was ridiculous. I couldn't do it. And I started looking for a place, and I called these guys, and the next Monday I'm teaching at their place, and I found this amazing universe. Like for me, it was the best thing. Like there was jiu-jitsu on one side, there were people boxing on the other, there were people doing handstands on the other, there were other people doing like yoga on the other side, moving like animals. Everybody was insanely fit, and I was like, it was shocking to see the how pristine this Budokon dojo was. Everybody was barefoot. They was wearing like no shirts. Everybody was strong and wearing belts. I fell in love with it, so I started teaching there. And the owner said at some point, "Listen, I mean, like we love you. We love the way you teach, and it makes just sense that you learn what we do here." So I started doing their teacher trainings, and I started my path into yoga, into Budokon Yoga. I got certified as a Budokon Yoga. So now I'm a calisthenics coach at Budokon Academy in Miami, and now I'm becoming a Budokon Yoga teacher. And then I started doing the Budokon Mobility teachers training. Then I did the Budokon Mobility for BJJ, and now I'm gonna do the conditioning for combat athletes and agility and everything they come up with. I go and take it because somehow it propelled what we have created today, which is, I don't know if you can, I think it's backwards, but it says SimiusLife, which is our dearest and our company. And we started this movement where we kind of mixed it with my wife. She's a nutritionist and a health coach, and also a Budokon Yoga instructor. And it makes just sense that what we were doing out of that we took from Budokon was strength training, mobility, yoga, and nutrition. That's literally what we were doing with our clients. We were helping them in those areas. And instead of going and calling ourselves, no, I'm not against it, but instead of calling ourselves this holistic approach experts, we wanted to be experts of the body. Like, we believe that wellness is a trilogy of body, mind, and spirit. On every form and shape you want to discuss this subject, but we believe that it's those three areas. And we didn't want to be experts of all of them. So I want to be an expert of the body. What does that mean, Nelson? Well, inside and outside, how do you move? How do you recover? How do you eat? Very important. And I know that you are big time into eating well. So we wanted to like silo it into, we just want to be experts on this area. We're not denying the others. We actually use them constantly, but I don't want to call myself an expert on spirituality, or I want to call myself an expert on psychology, which I'm not a psychologist. So I'm an expert of the body. I'm a coach, I'm a strength coach, I'm a mobility coach, I'm a yoga teacher, I am a nutritionist, a student, and my wife is a nutritionist. So all bundled. Now we offer people what I believe is the starting point, right? We start on here, and then we go there, and then we go here, and then we combine everything. And then we're in this Zen life where we are surfing through life with no problems. Yeah. Sorry, well, I talk a lot, so you do a sign. If I'm talking a lot, you can do like this.
Yeah, we didn't have a pre.
Yeah, we gotta do the.
We needed one of those.
Or you can go like cuckoo.
Real subtle.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Like, cock-a-doodle. Yeah, but no. Oh, hey, Alex. Alex is joining us. He's a former client turned friend. Great to have you, Alex. I know his training has. Everybody I've trained with is completely transformed. I mean, the gorilla is like my signature move now. Like I can't go anywhere without doing the gorilla. Like if I don't do a gorilla every day,
better than me. She does it better than me. And the beauty, and if I may insert this on the gorilla, is like the mobility piece of what we practice. This animal locomotion or crawling patterns. We kind of switched the name from animal locomotion to crawling patterns to like kind of not get in the mix with other systems, the animal flow and all of the others. But quite frankly, we're not the inventors of this. We're just using something that exists there. We're taking some of the best ones that we know, and we're using them for our students, for our customers, for our clients, for our family.
Yeah. So I want to back up first, like when you first started your story and you talked about calisthenics, because I know even me, like fitness professional for the last, over 2 decades, I was a little confused about what calisthenics actually was when I first started training with you. And I think it's such a powerful methodology of training. Can you explain what calisthenics is and why it's so important, why it's such a special training modality, and why it's good for longevity as well?
I mean, for the way we see it, the way we perceive it today, because I think that all of these concepts, they will keep evolving as we are getting older or deeper into our practice. It's our strength shop. Okay, calisthenics is where it actually comes. I don't know if, but let's let people know that the word calisthenics come from the Greek, right? And there are 2 words, kalo and tenos, right? And one means strength and one means beauty, right? Mm-hmm. So it's the beauty of the strength, and the Greeks were, let's say, pioneers, not inventors of it, but they were pioneers into these body training modalities, where they started using pull-up bars and props, and they started using certain tools to intensify the angles. All right, and it's simple in a way, because it only works in 2 patterns. Actually, everything that you do has 2 patterns: pushing and pulling. Whatever you do, you're pulling and pushing, and there is an opposite for it. If push up is one movement, then pull up is the opposite. Make sense? So it uses your own body weight, and that's where the longevity beauty of this comes, because once you start using your own body weight, mastering your own strength, the development of a strength is exponential. I mean, I have not seen anybody that have become consistent in the calisthenics practice that does not become strong to the point where it highlights from all the average fitness people out there. It doesn't matter what you do. I don't care what you do. If whatever numbers, I don't care. Calisthenics is total, just as CrossFit, which is also super well, and it uses calisthenics in some of the patterns. But I fell in love with calisthenics because it was simple. You do not need much to train calisthenics. You just need your body weight and a little bit of a space, and then figure out where to pull from, somewhere where you're not gonna fall and die. Or something's gonna fall on your head. I don't know, like that's all. Other than that, you go to the park, you grab a branch, and you can just pull from there. Like Miami became my gym.
Yeah.
Back then, when I started, when I started doing this calisthenics training, and the first thing that I did when we bought our house was to install a set of pull-up bars. Like it was a must. Like pull-up bar, please. Pull-up bar. And then at some point, with all this teacher journey that I have landed myself into, I started teaching classes, and that's when I met you. I met you when I met you here at my house. You didn't know my other space in downtown. I used to live in an apartment before, and by right off the Margaret Pace Park, and but now we're in this house, and that's where the whole Simius stuff started, to be honest.
Yeah, and I'll add a few things. And anybody watching, if I would love to know who can do a pull-up. Like most people cannot do a proper pull-up. Like that is one thing that most people, and our backs are generally so weak, right? From the lifestyle we have with our computers, we're like stretching out the back. We're not strengthening it. The other thing when I got this surgery, right? They had the PT come up right after surgery to show me how to stand up using my crutches because I couldn't use one leg, right? So he's like, okay, you put your crutches here and you put this arm here and then you push so hard. And I'm like, no, I just do a pistol squat. I just stand up on one leg. I don't need crutches. I don't need the arm of a chair. I just stand up because I do pistol squats. Pistol squats is a calisthenics, style move. So important. The other thing, so functional. The other thing that changed my life, I think, was how you explained a push-up and the not stopping here, but the protraction.
The full range.
The full range of it built so much strength that I've been strong for my whole life. I was a gymnast. I was out pull-upping all the boys in elementary school. I've been strong, but it develops muscles that the rest of the fitness industry, who's not focused on these things, has totally ignored. It's crazy. I was like 2 decades as a fitness professional, and I come train with Nelson for a week, and I'm like discovering new muscles that I hadn't really been utilizing. That's pretty crazy.
And let's explain how it was. It was something like this. Imagine how many years of being a personal trainer before you came to me?
I mean, close to 20.
Close to 20 maybe years. Okay. And then she comes to my house where you have to train barefoot, where you have to be shirtless. Well, whoever can be shirtless. Where everything's very raw, everybody's sweating, everything's real. And then I come and start breaking down movements. And that's where I think is the key of what we do is like we really want people to learn. I don't want you to do burpees. I know people. I have had phases in my life, and I was running, and I have this amazing family of obstacle course racing people that and they do that. They keep doing it. All they do is burpees, and they don't even do it right. It's just like they don't care. Like you can get, and I'm not criticizing them, but I'm saying it's very easy to get stuck doing something, and if that's something that you're stuck doing, you're not even doing it right, you're going to be really good at doing something wrong. So
how you do anything is how you do everything. Somebody
and that's one of our philosophy points, and we use it a lot, and it's very mind-blowing for some people when they actually understand that concept. The way that you do anything is the way that you do everything. And that goes to the good and the bad. I mean, like, it's easy to find the good, but when you start seeing the bad, then it becomes a very powerful mindset tool.
All right, so we touched on this. I think this episode is going to be, we're going to try to breeze through everything a little, but then we're going to have you back on to like really dive deep into some of these things. Yeah. But okay, so calisthenics, and you were talking at the beginning, what blew your mind about Budokon, and now that what you incorporate into SimiusLife and the training methodologies you use, you've got calisthenics, you've got the Budokon Yoga and mobility and animal locomotives or crawl patterns. Can you talk a little now about the mobility side of things?
Okay. Mobility. I think the mobility, and that's and we're gonna go back to we're gonna fall back into what we're just talking right now. But I think the mobility training, first, that's a big misconception of what mobility training is. Number one. People think that mobility training is doing cars. And this is mobility training. Mm-hmm. You're not really moving, buddy. You're just like preparing for mobility. Okay, but the mobility training is that mid ground in between flexibility and strength. Mm-hmm. All right, and how deep and at what range can you move and still be functional? Because then you can go to a yoga studio where you can find these hyper flexible people, not necessarily thin and fat, but hyper flexible people, but they're holding poses that offer zero function in real life. They're just beautiful. Okay, good. I mean, you can twist, or you can turn, or you can like fall, you can do this and that, but The mobility work is where you are going to be when you're older. Mm-hmm. See, is that where you are going to fall? If you don't work in your mobility today, I mean, I'm 48, right? I know, I look like 30, but I'm 48. And if you don't work in your mobility today, you're not going to be independent when you're 80, 90. You're going to need someone to help you get on your clutches, to help you get off bed, down. You're going to lose it. You're losing your body mass. And your body mass is not necessarily the only important thing, is that access to the joints, the health on the joints, the ability to squat, to sit down, to pick up something out of the floor, and to even fold. I mean, that's one thing that we used to do a lot, like front rolls, back rolls. I mean, the ability to fall to chaos. Not when you're in control and you can do a beautiful, I don't know, let's say a Bulgarian split. And you can do this beautiful leg movement, or let's say a pistol squat. No, it's when you are coming out of the supermarket with your bags and you trip and you fall and you're able to roll and not get hurt. That's mobility. You prepare for it. You prepare for life. And we're all going to fall. We're going to have those moments. And I think it's very important for everybody that wants to be strong, like really connect with true strength, to understand that mobility is not important. It's a requirement of your training, because you can be super strong. And let's be honest, you can be super strong and never do mobility. And maybe you will never fall in the supermarket and you will not need to use it. But it will come to a point where your joint is going to say, I can't do this anymore. And now you're going to have back pain, you're going to have knee pain, elbow pain, neck pain, pain everywhere in all the joints, because what? You didn't lubricate them properly. You didn't create that synovial fluid that will lubricate your joints and will make them stronger, so that knee can go past the toes easily. Quite frankly, if I can do a handstand and you can do a pistol squat, it doesn't really matter. I mean, it's fun. I like it. I mean, and it teaches me other things. But the really important thing is how much I can be sitting here cross legs without having back pain. For us guys, for women are at least a little bit easier, but not everybody can do this at 48. I mean, I know I'm still on my Facebook high school groups, and I see the pictures people post every now and then. I'm like,
oh, that's wow. Rough. Yeah,
it's intense. I mean, people let go, and then if you don't work on it right now, mobility. Let's say the mobility is the butter. It's that butter that keeps you going and it keeps you lubricated. The lubrication of the joints is your mobility. But it doesn't work just by being hyper flexible. Now you need also the strength to apply muscles to it so you can make it efficient.
Yeah, and I think that's, one of the reasons I was so blown away by the Budokon style of yoga, because I think in most yoga classes, there's such an emphasis on the pose, the asana, right? And so little emphasis on the transitions. And I feel like Budokon gets it right. And not that I'm saying yoga has it wrong. I just think the way it's taught in most classes, especially, like, it's like, oh, get to the next pose. The pose is the important part. You take people through, and it's slow. And for me, it was painfully slow. I think for a lot of people, it's painfully slow, which is why there's so many fast vinyasa classes, right? Like, there's something very, people want to go. And Budokon, and now I've taken it next level with Tai Chi. Like, that's, but that it was like a preparation for me.
It's the same base. It's the same base. If you look at it, Tai Chi, and I have the same teacher that you have, in the Tai Chi work, it's also that slow and controlled and engaged and with access and with purpose, and it has only good benefits. I don't really think about bad benefits of doing Tai Chi. I mean, the only bad benefits, if you're really in a rush, like, you cannot do it, right? But I think other than that, that's it. I mean, like, for me, slow and control is the only way to do it, because if you cannot do a movement slow and controlled, you're lying to me. You cannot do it. You're just pushing momentum into it and letting your mass fall on the other side. No. Go slow. That's why when I teach my classes, and people that start taking my classes, like you say, they have this shock at the beginning where I'm like, no, wait, slow, breathe, push harder, protract more. And I just had a student today for the first time, a couple, and it's so often to find people. I was saying men because it's more like what I have found, but people in general with so weak backs, with so weak scapula. They don't understand how to protract. If you don't know how to protract, such an important, simple movement. If you don't know how to retract, the key of movement in your body lays in two areas only: your hips and your shoulder, and your scapula, or your shoulder system, what I call the shoulder system. So if you cannot find mobility here, that's it. What do you want to do? You're stiff, and then you're gonna have back pain. You're gonna have. When I was like in my class before this call, we were doing an exercise, an elbow plant, right? When we do the elbow plant Tabata, I love Tabatas.
I know. I love Tabatas because you got me into Tabatas. I swear.
We're gonna do some Tabatas soon. But anyways, I'm looking at him and he cannot figure out how to round his back. He tries, he moves everything, but he doesn't engage into the proper. So, which means that his back is absolutely weak, not to say zero strength, almost zero strength. And then I ask him, and I'm looking at his back, he's trying to do the Tabatas, and then I go and I touch him like, do you have pain here? On his scapula on the inside? He's like, yeah, all the time. Well, no kidding, you don't have muscle in there. So the mobility work also allows you to explore strength. So remember that I say it's a combination of strength and flexibility. So you don't deny any. So you really have to know how to activate your muscles properly to engage into that pulling or into that pushing. So you cannot deny. If you deny mobility work, like I'll be 80 and I'll be going uphill and you'll be sitting. Period.
I'll be going uphill with you. So what's interesting to me, and you talk about anti-fragility a lot, and I think I just feel like our bodies are such incredible machines, right? They are so smart and so resilient, and it just blows my mind what our bodies can do. And at the same time, they're also pretty fragile in certain ways. What do you mean when you talk about fragility and this concept of anti-fragility, and how do you work that in, and how can people learn from this to help prevent injuries and recover from injuries faster?
Okay. And this is a whole topic, by the way.
Yeah, I know.
We can go super deep into it, but I'm gonna give you the summarized version of it.
Yes, please.
Becoming anti-fragility or the anti-fragility concept, right, relies on or believes that there are three states of the human being. All right, and let's focus just on the body side of it. Remember that trilogy? Let's focus on the body side of it. Anti-fragile bodies. Let's talk about that for a second. So there are three states of anti-fragility, all right, or on the anti-fragility philosophy. The first state is fragile, all right? A fragile being will break under pressure, will break under edges, on the limits of their movement. Once again, let's focus on movement, right? And then you have the resilient body, the resilient state, like a rock, all right? A rock will outstand anything. Solid like a rock. Is that a good concept? Good for a while, but there's one better. How about anti-fragile? How about a palm tree that the more sun, the more wind, the more heat and water that it takes, the stronger the growth. How about using the adversity and the stress of the situation you are on to grow? How about finding a mindset that will seek that discomfort where you are not longer in your comfort zone, and it will not just because you are a sadist that wants to just feel pain. No, that you understand that that's exactly where you will grow, that you will use that adversity of the world to make you better. All right. And that's why I highlighted the body part, because this concept applies to the mind and applies to the spirit as well. Applies to anything. An anti-fragile person understands that you will not grow in your comfort zone, and that you need to use that the problem. Let's say I'm facing a problem. All right, I cannot do a backflip. I'm scared of flipping over my head. I cannot do a backflip, and that's one of my personal journeys that I'm working on. I can accept that I'm fragile to that problem, and I cannot overcome it, or I can use that fear and that lack of body language and knowledge and memory to execute, to make me work harder, analyze it better, think of it, prepare, chunk it out in different, really attack the problem to overcome my fear, to overcome my problem, to grow stronger from it. I think anti-fragile bodies are the ones that outstand the evolution of life. All right, like fragile beings break, they stay behind. Those friends of mine in my Facebook high school group, they're staying behind. They cannot go upstairs and come down. I always made this joke that if there is a zombie apocalypse, like, I want to die. I'm not going to die first. No. I'm going to run. I'm going to climb walls. I mean, you're not going to catch me. I mean, it's a joke, but if you think
I am watching The Last of Us, so
same thing. Like, me too. So imagine, like, it's that concept, right? Like,
yeah,
how we have created these bubbles, right, where everything's fine, and you just said that your bodies can do so much, and they can also take a lot. Mm-hmm. You don't believe me? Look out there. Look at these people. Go to Walmart. Like, these people are really damaging their bodies. So the body can really take a beating down as it can help you grow up. Mm-hmm. So it's up to you if you want to keep going down or you want to go up. So the anti-fragile concept comes into using that stressful, that discomfort to grow, using your problem to grow, and don't let your problem don't just outstand your problem and not do anything about it. Like, okay, I have this situation. How can I grow from it? That's an anti-fragile mind. All right. Oh, I have this problem with Ella. Ella and I have this situation right now, and we have this problem. I mean, and this happened. How can I grow from this? What can I do? What did I do wrong? What can I do better? And that's an anti-fragile mind. See what I go? Like, it applies everywhere. So the anti-fragility concept, when I found it in one of my Budokon teacher trainings in Montana, it blew my mind. I was like, what does that mean? And actually, it was more like, am I anti-fragile? Am I fragile? And then the more that you repeat it in your head, the more that you're going to find areas where you are fragile. And the more that you're going to find areas where you maybe are just resilient. And then how to identify those, right? That mid ground and that work of wellness that we are on, right? But I think that it's a good concept. It allows you to not be scared of not being in your comfort zone. Comfort zone is great. I like to sleep in my comfort zone. For example, I like to sleep in my bed. I don't have to sleep in one of those nails, man. It's just like, no, I don't want to push it.
Good there. Good there.
Yeah, exactly. So, but I like to believe that I am becoming anti-fragile, and I'm teaching anti-fragility. And that's why when we talk about it, I say like, I really want to talk about it because I think it's a good concept that will allow, because it's the anti-fragility mind that will get you off your couch and will get you to go for a run. It will get you off your, like, you work from home and you're watching Netflix all day and you're doing, well, it will make you watch Netflix doing squats. I don't know what it is, but it will make you find that discomfort, not because you love pain, it's because you want to grow stronger.
Right. And you connect with that why, right? Your big why and what you want for yourself in your life, and staying connected to that, and then saying, what do I need to do to get there?
Correct.
So as we wrap up, I want to ask you one more question, and then we've got a drink to drink. But what would you say for people that are like, okay, this all sounds like I feel motivated, I feel inspired right now. What's my first steps? Like what can I do today, tomorrow, moving forward to take that next step towards this bigger picture of strength and well-being?
Great question. It has a very broad answer, but I think from what we share with our students, with our customers, with our clients, people, family, anybody that we try to help, it's you have to make up your mind first. That first step comes, like, let's take the example of this person on the couch, right? Getting off the couch, the first step is standing up. Okay, I want to do something. All right. Then is building the discipline. The hardest part of anything that we are going to do is staying consistent. Consistency is the key of success. All right. Commitment is the key of getting started. All right. Congratulations. You started. Yeah, you have 1 week. I'm not impressed. I receive you. I see it. I acknowledge it. But you're not getting no medal for that. No. You got to do the work and stay consistent into it. Believe in the system. Let's say you're going to say, I want to do Muay Thai. All right, let's use Muay Thai as an example. I want to do Muay Thai. Excellent. I would say, go for it. I don't think there's anything related with martial arts is great for anybody. I believe that everybody should do martial arts. Everybody should have an exposure to martial arts, because it will allow you to develop the warrior mentality. And not the warrior that goes and fight battles out there against people, but the warrior that fights the battles right here. The warrior that fights against the adversity that we put in ourselves, the stories that we tell and believe ourselves, the excuses that we put up constantly. You will not believe how many things we create in our minds, and we will never do it because we have those limiting beliefs stuck in our heads. So I think the first step, to go back to your question, is finding a way to code, to program your discipline. You know, the fake it until you make it. That in one approach that we bring to our students at SimiusLife is the 5 minutes, the 5-minute approach. All right, we talk about someone that they want to be strong, but they're like so far, and if you let it go so far, it's true, it's gonna cost you more than whoever's not that far. You cannot. I mean, sorry. I mean, you didn't do it. I did it. So, but it's not impossible. Okay. And I have many success stories, people that I've worked with that started from overweight, being 280 pounds and then being to like 180, you know, is to create a discipline. You have to create discipline. So what's the 5-minute approach is, before someone can work with me on the whole coaching area of what we do, You have to be able to complete your 5 minutes for 1 week. 7 days, 5 minutes of work. The second, it's not the second you get out of bed. I have to say the second after you pee. And then you're going to have to pee like halfway through. And then you're going to find 5 exercises. One mobility, one strength, one, just five exercises. You're going to do 1 minute one, 1 minute the other, 1 minute the other, and the next and the next. And then you go with your day.
Love that.
The anti-fragile mind or the anti-fragile prospect will come after 1 week and will say, I'm doing 15 minutes now. This is too amazing. I feel too good. Because your body will automatically say thank you for this. Automatically, you will feel good. Your pain will go away. Your day will start different. Like, I don't care what it is. But then what are you really creating? You're not creating that body change yet. That takes time. You're building the discipline. If you have the discipline, you can do anything. That's why, I mean, we all fail at it. Otherwise, I will be like a surgeon or something. I mean, like, we fail at discipline. And we are going back to and trying to inspire people at least to what we conquer. And I conquered a healthy body. I conquered I believed that I had conquered a healthy lifestyle. Simple, true, organic, whole, and I feel strong, flexible, and even though I'm broken everywhere, you don't see it because I'm hiding it, but I have a broken screw on my shoulder. This shoulder dislocates if you give me a strong armbar. I have surgery on my left knee, meniscus, no ACL. I have broken meniscus on my internal and external meniscus on my right knee. Like, I have broken wrist. You can see like a little bump here. Like, I'm broken everywhere, but I have used my problem to become stronger. And I think that I'm stronger than ever. And I believe that for me, or the way that I want, my philosophy, can I say a bad word?
Yeah, go for it.
I say fuck. Well, I say fuck average. Fuck average. I don't like that medium line where everybody is. I'm not there. Sorry, I'm not there. I mean, call me cocky, call me whatever you want to call me. But I'm not there. I'm not there here. I'm not there here, and I'm not there physically. So am I where I want to be? I don't even know where I want to go. I want to keep going. As I said in Budokon, it's not that end asana movement, it's the journey. How do you get there? How do you apply? So I'm in my journey. I haven't finished. I haven't gotten to my asana. And when I get there, I'm going to pass right through it. And I'm going to keep going wherever it is that this momentum is taking.
Beautifully said. I think a lot of times people get very attached to their injuries, to the things that are hurting. I
cannot this, I cannot that.
You start to identify as the person with the ACL injury, right? Yeah. Instead of doing exactly what you just said. So,
and that's in that being caught up into it, it's called a limiting belief.
Yeah,
you're believing that you're limited and you cannot. Oh, I don't have time to train. I don't have time to cook a good meal. I don't have time to whatever. I can't do this. I cannot do that. My back, whatever excuse you want to put into it. So there are ways that you can also attack that. That's another call that we can do as well. Yeah. But limiting beliefs is so important. You need to understand when you are dropping the ball and you don't see it because your brain is so good. It does it so well that you don't see it. Yeah. And you end up not doing it, not going for it, no trying it out, I cannot do a handstand. Please, just put your hands on the floor and kick up against the wall. Nothing's gonna happen. I mean, and do it 100 times. Let me know how it goes after. It's
100 to 500 to 1,000. You just keep going. You keep going.
You won't stop. I want to believe that that I will grow up one day. I want to stay young. Oh, yeah. I'm going to stay playful. I'm going to stay like this, anti-fragile.
Beautiful. Cheers to that. You've got your Live Ultimate. Speaking of what I call my greens insurance, my morning mud, my morning magical mud. You guys know about my ultimate elixir, right? Like Oh my gosh. And
I have mine here.
yes, we didn't do standing like a tree. So my problem, just as real quick. So my idea for this show, for this segment, was that we were going to stand, we were going to, not this, just show in general, but we're going to stand. But so far, every time I've done this, stand, nobody's dropped their arms, because I was going to say, okay, every time somebody needs a break, the other person, then you take a reboot shot of your Live Ultimate to get your energy and go back in. But so far, nobody's dropping their arms. So I don't know how long we have to stand for that segment to work. So I don't know what to do about that segment. So
we'll do it one day. We'll do it like infinite life, as far as it gets.
We should do that. We have a stand like a triathlon.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
That
we can invite the whole Tai Chi community. I'll sign up for it.
Okay, I love that. Standing like a triathlon. We'll do it next time. And people were doing it for 15 minutes, even like people that were watching. But anyway, Ultimate Elixir is the bomb. Swear it can even replace coffee. Cheers. I'm chugging mine.
Cheers. I'm chugging mine too. Every morning. That's it. I forgot.
Green stash. We have a green stash. For some people, it might even replace Viagra. I don't know. I heard.
Yeah, I have a funny story about that.
Yeah, you want to share it real quick?
You want to hear?
Yeah.
I became Live Ultimate ambassador years ago, and I had one of my first students, and he was far from being in shape, and he's studying his process, and I got him into the shrooms and the elixir, and he got his order. He started taking them every morning as I suggested, and he came to me one day. I used to work in the corporate, so he called me in the office like, "Hey Nelson, can I ask you? Can I ask you a question?" I'm like, "Yeah, man, of course. What's going on?" Is that what's in those mushrooms? Like, what do you mean? Mushrooms? I'm not living in wine. Like, why? What are you asking me? Like, is there anything like Viagra in there? Like, I started laughing. Like, no, it's actually cordyceps, and they do have that property where they increase the blood flow, and ever since I call it the green Viagra. I mean, like, if you're a guy and you want to take this guy around.
Yep. Forget the blue pill. Grab the greens.
Take it. Yeah. It's easy, it's simple, and it's good, and it has all their benefits. So every morning.
It's good stuff, you guys. 25% off with my discount. They are our unofficial sponsor of the show because I love them so much. Nelson, you're amazing. Where can people find you and follow your stuff? And
yes.
And I'll put the links, of course, in the show notes.
Yes, please. We do have, like about 3 months ago, we finalized our new, the rebranding of our company, SimiusLife. So the logo is new. Used to be a gorilla, kind of like the one you have. And we kind of, morph it into this new logo, which is more like a monkey doing a handstand. And we finalized our website. We are up and running in SimiusLife.com. And if you browse into it, you can see the different offerings that we have. As I said, we offer movement and nutrition. That's what you can see here. SimiusLife Movement and Nutrition. And you also can have and find access to our app, the SimiusLife app, which is available on Google and Apple. And you can download it for free. It has a free section that you can use. It has a lot of these animals and calisthenics stuff that we just talked about. And there are other stuff in there that you can also find and maybe start doing. We have an 8-week program for beginners and intermediate, but you know about this. She did it all like crazy. We used to do it together. There was one that I still don't forget and do it every once in a while when you do all the animals and you do pull-ups. That one is one of the combo. That one is a very hot combo. So check it out. SimiusLife.com. We are there. We're here to help. We are not gurus. We are just experts of the body.
And it's amazing. You guys visit the site, download the app. Like I said, it was life-changing for me. It changed the trajectory of my entire life and my evolution of fitness.
Yeah, and you don't need to be attached to a machine or to running shoes and any of those fancy gadgets. Barefoot, Baba. Barefoot, go to the sand, go outside, find a tree, get the rings. Oh, I forgot. We have an event. If you're in Miami, we have an event on the 28th, our annual SimiusLife brunch. And this is an amazing day at an amazing location at the Miami Beach Women's Club. This is an old building. No one knows that it's there until you go there. But it's there. It's in the center of Miami Beach. And it used to be where women used to go to figure out what to do with their lives, to feed their loved ones during World War II, where their husbands were fighting. So it has a lot of history. And well, we get this opportunity to do an event once a year. So we're going to do it on the 28th. We're going to have breath work, movement. We're going to do some mind science. We're going to talk a little bit about all of these concepts that we played with today. And at the end, we're going to have an amazing feast with, of course, vegan options and omnivore options for any styles and shapes. So please come. Check out all the information is on SimiusLife.com.
Perfect. Thank you. And you guys, make sure you hit the subscribe button so you never miss an episode, comment, and join our Evolution of Fitness Club. We've got a WhatsApp group. Once we get 100 members, we'll run our first challenge. We'll be doing some crawl patterns and gorillas in those challenges. Make sure to grab your Live Ultimate as well, so you can join us in doing our cheers at the end of these shows. All right. Thanks again, Nelson. See everybody next time.
Thank you so much, guys. Thank you, Ella. Thank you for having me.